Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Karen. So today I want to do a bit of a video where I'm going to go through how much we spent for the wedding, or you know, where did we come out, kind of, did we go over the budget, under the budget, and that sort of stuff. So this was my wedding binder. If you remember, you saw it plenty of times: venue, music, flowers, cake, wedding dress, all those sorts of things. And then I had these challenges card or trackers inside them. So what we're going to do is, over here I'll have my little kind of cheat sheet, and I can go through what we did, where we spent the money, that sort of thing. So you can see here, this is for the flowers. So we wanted to save 500 euros. So we saved, or we did save 500 euros, and we spent 395 euros, which meant that we had a under budget by 105, which is an amazing start. Then we had the music. So the music was both the DJ that we had, because we had to pay him a little bit extra than what our package entailed. And also we had some ceremony and drinks reception musicians there as well. So we saved 850 euros, and that's exactly what we paid them, because it was 850 euros. Next out, there was the hen and stag parties. So these are like bachelorette parties. So basically we saved 515 euros, and we ended up spending 409 euros, and that was mainly, or only really, on like on the day of each of our kind of parties. You know, like I grabbed something that was like 20-30 euros, Robert grabbed something that was 20-30 euros, and then mainly it was just buying new clothes for that occasion. So we came out under budget of 106 euros there. Next one we have is the celebrant and the intent to marry meeting. So when you're getting married in Ireland, you have to go to an intent to marry meeting. You need to have this at least 3 months before you plan to get married. That was 200 euros, and then the 500 euros for the celebrant. That's who's going to married and solemnized. I'm not quite sure. The person who could sign the register on the day to say that it was a legally binding marriage that we had. So that's exactly how much we spent. We spent 700 euros on that. We have hair and makeup. So hair and makeup was quoted for, and it was exactly how it was going to be. So we paid for hair 400 euros and for the makeup 350 euros. Both were absolutely amazing on the day. So that left us with being equal. Then we have the photographer. So we did 1,530 is what we saved for the photographer, but we ended up, it was just 1,500 euros. So it was 30 euros under budget on that one. Then we had the venue. The venue is exactly how they had quoted. Well, actually it was 6,500 is what we initially did, but then there was a VAT increase which was passed on to us, so it ended up being 6,950, and that's what we paid them. We have the wedding rings. So we saved 1,835 euros for the wedding ring. So you can see my wedding band there. So my wedding band, and then Robert got a gold wedding band, and they cost us 1,000. Oh yeah, I also sent my engagement ring to be polished and resized as well. So altogether that cost us 1,677 euros 45 cents, which means that we were under budget by 157 euros 55 cents. So rings was under budget. We had the groomsmen. Let me just pick these all up. So we had the groomsmen. We saved 400 euros for them, and we ended up spending 450. Basically what that was is we decided that we were hiring suits, so that's between like Robert and the groomsmen, so this is both of their costs, I suppose. On the groom, I'll kind of explain the story, but on the groom side of things, we were €10.99 over budget, and then €50 on the groomsmen. So basically we decided to hire suits. Robert bought his suit jacket because he wanted it to be different and stand out a little bit more, but we hired most of Robert's suit, 2 groomsmen, and then the 2 dads, we paid for them as well. So that all ended up being €50 over budget. We also bought them shoes to wear on the day because we wanted shiny shoes, because we were doing tuxes. So yeah, so we had 5 pairs of shoes, 5 suits, and then Robert's suit jacket, which he gets to keep, and that ended up being €50 over budget. And then we bought them socks as well, or I don't know, maybe just Robert wore the socks, I don't know, but they were €10.99. so that's kind of where both of those categories went over by €60.99. And then with the bridesmaid, we saved €600 and we ended up spending €546.16 for that. So that was €53.84 under budget. For the bride, for myself, I saved €1,025. And you can see, I'll move this in now, kind of where my little sheet that I was going off of. So you can see we're down here. So I saved €1,025. I spent €1,221.65, which means that we were over budget by €196.65. And then the photo boot, we saved €400 and we spent the €400. So I'm going to just do this. So you can see parents' gift. So parents' gift, we completely forgot about it, that we weren't doing like thank you bouquets or any of that sort of stuff. We decided not to do that. So what we ended up doing was buying hotel stay vouchers for our parents. So we ended up spending €300 on that. And then the night before the hotel, we had saved $330, and we were just planning to pay that and then get people to pay the remainder. But in the end, we decided, you know what, we're kind of making people come the night before. They could technically all come the morning of the wedding. So there was Robert's mom and dad, my mom, Robert's sister, and Robert's brother, then like me, Robert, and Ava. So there was 8 of us with 3 rooms, and I wanted 2 rooms. We had connecting rooms, and that's where like my bridal makeup was in one, and then the hair was in another, and that worked out perfectly. And it also meant that Robert and the groomsmen and all that sort of stuff had somewhere to get ready. So we ended up just paying for those rooms, and I do not regret that. So we ended up paying €596, which was $266 over budget. Then we have flower preservation. So I saved €75 toward this, and I will spend the €75. So basically, my mum's friends who were invited to the wedding, they specified that they wanted me to spend their gift on flower preservation. So the one I chose was €75 more than they gave me. So that's what happened there. Then we have miscellaneous. So miscellaneous, I only planned to actually save €300, but I ended up saving €320, and we spent €448.72, which is €128.72 more than expected. We had a candy cart, which was a last minute addition to the wedding. So I saved €100 and I spent $134, which means that we overspent by $34. And then for the flower girl / my nephew's suit, because my nephew was asleep at the time that we were getting married. So I saved €150 and we spent €195 because we ended up buying Ava a dress, a pair of shoes that she could wear, and then a pair of runners, like a pair of trainers, like all these sorts of things. So anyways, it was €45.01. So if we look at this side where we have some greens, you can see obviously like a couple of these were like under budget, but then there is big ones that were over budget. What do you guys think? Do you think we were under budget, over budget? How much over budget? How much under budget? Like, leave it right now in the comments before I move on to this, what you guys think has happened. Either way, I just want to say that everything that we spent on our wedding, we saved for ourselves. As you know, as you watched me do it week after week after week. We did receive money from, you know, let's say like Robert's parents, and they specified it was for particular things. But I did save all of the money, and then we just used their money at the end. If there was stuff that needed to be kind of like added up towards, that's just the way that I wanted to do it, because as I said, we already had the money saved. Anyways, all this is going to say here is how much we were under or over. It doesn't give the full cost of the wedding. The full cost was pretty much on the dot at 18,000 euros, which I know I'm going to have people come in here saying, I got married for 1,000 euros, I got married for 5,000 euros, I got married for 10,000 euros, and that is brilliant. We could afford to do this. We waited 18 years to do this. We've been engaged for 10 years. We've been together for 18 years. We waited a lifetime to do this day, and it was the best day of my life, and I would never ever ever change anything I done. Everything I done is exactly how I wanted it to be. So you know, people can do it for cheaper, people can do it for more expensive, people can do it for the same price, but realistically on the day it's up to what we can afford and what we wanted to do, and we did exactly that. So we were 578 euros and 98 cents over budget, which I think is not too bad, guys. Like, I think my budgeting was pretty on spot there. If we hadn't added like the gifts and the night at the hotel, like, we would have been on budget. We would have been exactly where we wanted to be. So I am absolutely delighted with that this is the way that is ended, and I am delighted, but also kind of a little bit upset, not upset, but a little bit kind of, I don't know the word, like, what am I going to do now? What will I order? I'm kind of like a bit of a slump now, but thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful for some people who are getting married or plan to get married. Let me know down in the comments what you thought, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.